Today we're going to spend more time graphing equations when they are in standard form. So your essential question is, how do I graph equations in standard form? Your learning intention, I'm learning the different forms of linear equations, how to graph them, and how to solve them. So for your warm-up question, pause the video and find the x and y intercepts of the following equations. You've got two of them. Pause the video now and see if you can remember how. So for the x-intercept, it is where y is equal to 0. 3x minus 5 times 0 is equal to 30. 3x is equal to 30, and x is equal to 10. So this point would be 10, 0. For your y-intercept, is where x is equal to 0, and we'll have 3 times 0 minus 5y is equal to 30. Negative 5y is equal to 30. Y is equal to negative 6. So this would be 0, negative 6. Okay, if you weren't able to complete the first one on your own, pause and see if you can do the second one on your own. I hope you tried. Okay, x-intercept. That's where y is equal to 0. So it's negative 2x plus 3 times 0 is equal to 9. Negative 2x is equal to 9. X is equal to negative 9 halves. Are we going to be able to graph negative 9 halves easily? No. So this is negative 9 halves 0, which is a perfectly good point, but it would be hard to graph. So let's look at the y-intercept. That is where x is equal to 0. We've got negative 2 times 0 plus 3y is equal to 9. 3y is equal to 9, and y is equal to 3. So this would be the point 0, 3. Although it would be hard for us to try to graph the x-intercept, we know the y-intercept and we also know the slope. Remember, our slope is found the opposite of a over b, which gives me the opposite of negative 2 over 3, which would give me 2 over 3. I can now use my slope and this point to graph. So how do you graph when it is in standard form? Find the x and y intercepts. If they are integers, use those points to graph. Find either the x or y intercept. If you can't do that, find either the x or y intercept in the slope to graph. If you still can't, convert to slope-intercept form and graph. So we're going to start with the first equation. We're going to say x is equal to 0. So 3 times 0 plus 5y is equal to negative 15. 5y is equal to negative 15, and y is equal to negative 3. So this point would be 0, negative 3. and I'm going to graph it. For the other one, we have y is equal to 0, 3x plus 5 times 0 is equal to negative 15. 3x is equal to negative 15. X is equal to negative 5 because I'm dividing by 3. So the other point is negative 5 comma 3. I now have 2 points and I can graph. Okay, for the second one, I'm going to notice that both of those divide evenly into 12. So I will start with x equals 0. So negative 2 times 0 plus 3y is equal to 12. 3y is equal to 12, and y is equal to 4. So the first one is a point 0, comma 4. For the second one, I forgot to, we have y is equal to 0. So negative 2x plus 3 times 0 is equal to 12. Negative 2x is equal to 12, and x is equal to negative 2. So this point becomes negative 2, comma 0. 0, 4, negative 2, 0. I can now graph. And these were very easy to graph using our x and y intercepts because they were whole numbers. It doesn't always work out that well in the real world though. If you're still struggling, back the video up and watch it again. Okay, for the next one, see if you can find the x and y intercepts on your own. I hope you tried. When x is equal to 0, I have 4y is equal to 12. I've eliminated that first term. Y is equal to 3. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And this is a point 0, comma 3. When y is equal to 0, I've got 3x is equal to 12 because I've eliminated the second term. Divide by 3 and x is equal to 4. So this one becomes 4, comma 0. And you can now graph. Okay, for the next one, we're supposed to graph it in a different color, but I want you to analyze. I've got 5, I've got 20. 5 divides evenly into 20. I've got 6, I've got 20. 3 will not divide evenly into 20, so I will find one intercept, the first one, and I will find my slope. So I'm going to start out what happens when y is equal to 0. This term will be gone. Negative 5x is equal to 20. Divide by negative 5. X is equal to negative 4. So this point is negative 4, 0. But what is my slope? the opposite of A over B, the opposite of negative 5 over 3. So my slope will be positive 5 over 3. I can go up 5 and write 3. Here is my second point. I go up 1, 2, 3, 5. Go right 1, 2, 3. Now I can graph. Okay, for the last problem, convert to slope-intercept form and graph. Where do the lines intersect? Convert to that slope-intercept form and graph. Two x plus 4y equals negative 2. To convert, the first thing I have to do is to divide or subtract 2x from both sides. 4y is equal to negative 2x minus 2. Divide by 4. And y is equal to negative 1/2 x minus 1/2. So I start at negative 1/2. I go down 1 and write 1, 2. I can graph that. Okay, what about the other one? X plus 3y is equal to negative 3. I'm going to start by subtracting x from both sides. 3y is equal to the opposite of x minus 3. y is equal to the opposite of x minus 3. Divide by 3 all the way across. Y is equal to the opposite of x divided by 3. That is the same as negative 1/3 x. Negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. So I begin at negative 1. I go down 1 and write 1, 2, 3. My point of intersection is 3, negative 2. And that is how you graph when they are in in standard form. You can find the one or both of the intercepts. One of the intercepts and the slope, or you can change it into slope-intercept form and graph that way. How do you know you're successful? You know you're successful when you can identify those 3 different forms of a linear equation, when you can graph them and solve them. So this is graphing. And I'm going to put a little asterisk here, standard form. And then I'm going to have to think, what do I do? X-intercept y-intercept, maybe the slope, maybe convert it to that y equals mx plus b form.